It appears the American gun rush is on as law-abiding citizens seek to arm themselves before their Second Amendment rights continue to erode. And as fear of this trend grows, a record number of Americans have bombarded their local gun shops, leaving only empty shelves like this one in Wyoming. And there's also been a record attendance of gun buyers at gun shows all across the country. For example, like this one in Ohio, or this one in the state of California, where lines of people stretch as far as the eye can see. And today's anti-gun announcement from the Anointed One will certainly make the already long lines even longer. Joining me now with reactions, syndicated columnist, author of the New York Times bestseller, Culture of Corruption, Michelle Malkin. Michelle, welcome back. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Let me show you how dumb our political class is. We discussed it a little earlier. In New York, I'm going to put up on the screen a picture. Two guns. They are the exact same guns. They are the exact same length, the exact same bullets. One is banned and one is not. Why is the one banned? Because it has a cosmetic hand grip. That's it. Yeah. Now, how dumb is that?
It's gobsmackingly dumb, but I think more importantly, it's very alarming from not only the constitutional and Second Amendment perspective, but also just practically speaking, it just shows how hysterical the public policy debate has become in this country. And of course, in New York, there is a lot of confusion and a lot of panic now about the interpretation of this raft of regulations that were dumped on you. Sean, I really feel for you, and I know you joked about getting out of there, but I really think joking. It's time.
That day's coming.
It is.
No, listen, in New York, you pay 60 cents of every dollar in taxes. 60 cents. And by the way, God forbid if somebody breaks into your home, you better be a good shot because you've only got a 7-bullet limit or you have broken the law. And you better not have more than 7 bullets in a magazine. If you have a 10-clip magazine, you can still keep it. They're nice enough, but you better be a good shot. So.
Yeah, that's right. And that is why many law-abiding people who fear for their safety and for their families are rushing to these gun shops and to the gun shows. Now, in the bubbles of Manhattan and among the liberal elites and the gun grabbers in D.C. and Chicago and L.A., the paradises that are supposed to protect their citizens, where there's been more bloodshed than ever, of course, outside of those bubbles, in mainstream America, people are unapologetic about exercising their Second Amendment rights. And we've been tracking this phenomenon of gun shops with their shelves all emptied and gun shows with lines out the door since before December. And it's a rational response to the very expected and unfortunately inevitable overreach of the federal government. And we hear the word tyranny invoked many times now by people on the right, and you see these leftists and all these media elites who, of course, are protected by their own armed guards, rolling their eyes when, like I said, I think it's a very legitimate response. And one of the things I think that you see among many of these dishonest journalists is the attempt to demonize and somehow marginalize the people who are at these gun shops and shows. They are single women who live alone who need to protect themselves, elderly widows who can't trust and rely on the government, local, state, or federal, to protect them all the time. Families, military families, and these are the faces and stories that you never see, the defensive uses of handguns that are successful every single day in this country.
You know something, Michelle, I've been saying this. Our politicians are protected. And by the way, I'm pretty sure that the people protecting them have more than 7 bullets. Same with our Hollywood stars. Same with our money in our bank accounts. And then, of course, we have the play on emotions today. I know you spoke out about the use of children today. What are your thoughts on that?
I do have a column because this kitty human shield strategy is something that I've been tracking since the Clinton administration. And the overuse and abuse of propaganda to try and appeal to people's emotions and to deflect. I always talk about Nancy Pelosi during the Obamacare debate, where she was double-fisting babies and wearing them like Wonder Woman bracelets. Bing, bing, bing. You got questions about costs and the Constitution? The babies. And it's such a feckless use of Beltway theatrical staging to invoke for the children immunity by hiding behind them.
By the way, Michelle, we got to tell our kids, whatever you do, don't go bang, bang. If you do,
that's right,
you're in trouble. You're going to be suspended, thrown out of school. All right. Michelle Malkin, as always, great to see you. Thanks for being with us.
You too.